How can we together create a more efficient, effective, and just better future of learning? I completely agree, and I understand that wholeheartedly. Why is this impossible or seemingly impossible for this world to do? No two students are alike, even if they're sitting right next to each other, if they're sitting in the same school, same classroom, same school, same state, same city, same country, whatever. No two students are going to be exactly alike. One of the bigger issues that I really wanted to, I actually clapped for was when he stated that school systems haven't changed since 150 years ago, and students are still being systematically raised and brought up to work in factories, to work in a controlled system that doesn't allow them to have the creativity that they're naturally born with. Sitting in straight rows, raise your hand if you want to speak, stay quiet, and you got to sit still. And it's crazy because students who can't sit still are considered to have ADHD, ADD. They got something wrong with them mentally just because of the fact that they can't stare at that board for 8 hours a day and focus and be content with just staring. That is horrible. And it's frustrating to have to watch and know people who have been put under that umbrella saying they don't know how to learn correctly. How do you even define what is correct learning? They learn differently than the other kid over here who can put his face in a book and be perfectly content. Just leave him to the book. Versus the girl over here who would rather stare at the board and see the colors and see the notes and then do it that way, see the PowerPoint. I'm a student. I'm a student that I hate staring at boards. I can put my nose in a book, but only for reference. I can go back and forth. I have to multitask. I have to have 3 different things going on at one time. I have to have music going. I have to be able to see what I'm looking at. I have to be able to hear it. I have to be able to see it in a book and write it down and repeat it, have that repetition. Colors have never worked for me. I use a black pen. Blue pen doesn't help me remember better. And in all honesty, I have 3. My first issue was saying that students have to all learn the same. Second one is when he touched on how teachers are often blamed for when the students aren't getting what they're learning. Teachers can only work with what they're given just like anybody else. And when a student isn't able to learn and the teacher doesn't have the ability to help that child no matter what they try because of the fact that it will deviate from the curriculum and deviate from what they've been told to teach the children, and they're at risk for getting their job taken away, that's a big mind game to play on somebody. You lose your job for trying to teach, but your job is to teach so that you can keep your job. What? That makes no sense. And it's backwards. And my mother's a teacher, and I've watched her for 30 years now go through this and figure this out, and she still works with the system every day. And my third, it's not really an issue, it's just more of a comment. I really love his opening statement when he made the connection between a fish trying to climb the tree, but the school system, modern day schooling, makes that fish climb down and then run for 10 miles. Accurate. It's real. And the example is perfect. You have to flip over through flaming hoops and make perfect A's and pass a standardized test that's biased, and that's the only way that you will ever be considered intelligent in any way, shape, or form. It takes away your creativity, the level of ability to show what you can do as a student, what I can do as a student. And I really love this video. Yes.